time to fuel your business success. Welcome to Harmonious at Lunch. We're bringing you bite-sized advice and expert conversations to drive clarity and growth 5 days a week. Make sure you join our Facebook group at humanopt.com/lunch, where listeners like you and our guests hang out so we can find harmony in business together. If you're building a business, you're in the right place. Let's dive in.
Today, we're talking to somebody who's changing the game and flipping an industry on its head, potentially. We'll see. We'll see what he's doing. But we got a really cool guest with us today, taking an existing product, an existing industry, and making some noise. And he's going to grow a business in that niche. Michael Leung, welcome to the show, and thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So this is cool. We usually interview people who, they're guest experts. They have a particular topic or a niche that they then help the audience with, or a lot of times we'll do episodes outside of business that are maybe personal health, physical health, all this other stuff, what it takes to be a successful entrepreneur, right? It's very rare we have episodes like this one where we're talking to somebody who's changing the game in an industry. And your product is really, really interesting. So give me the high level of it, and then we'll sort of dive into to unpack what you and your company are up to.
So I'm also the CEO and founder of the Flow Group, and we promote a new, healthy, and affordable way of hearing. And we actually encourage seniors and people with disabilities to try to adapt and learn new technology that's life-changing for them. So in our case, we have a product that hits all markets, from children with disabilities to war veterans, blind athletes, labor workers, seniors, people with mild, moderate to even severe hearing loss, people with severe or complete blindness. So my product is an open ear bone conduction headphone. So it actually looks like this, looks like a headphone, right? So there's an ear loop. So it hooks down and mounts down on your ears. And this front part, the transducer, sits right in front of your ears. So that's what it actually takes the audio data and then transmits it through your bones into sound vibrations, and it travels along your ears into the cochlea, right? So that's how people are able to hear. And now with this new amplification we added in, now folks that have hearing loss can use it to engage socially. Instead of depending on their hearing aids that they complain about the cost, $8,000, ours is $200-$300. You wear it on the outside, so there's no obstruction in the ear canal, there's no pressure, and there's no earwax built up like hearing aids are. It's chargeable, it's hands-free, whereas hearing aids are small, you have to change batteries, very finicky, not senior-friendly. Ours is very easy to use, couple buttons, and it actually, the new product I have that's coming out, it actually has a sound reduction, so it actually minimizes the background sounds, which hearing aids in my first product does, right? So we were able to amp it up and rechange it and evolve with technology to what the market wants. It's ultra comfortable. People wear it for 8 to 10 hours a day. A couple hours charging, and minimize tinnitus. There's so many benefits for this. So I feel like that's why it's going to transcend the hearing industry, because it changes folks from thinking that there's only traditional ways of hearing, but there's actually this new trendy way of hearing that no one's heard of, that's actually been working really well.
Yeah, super cool. I mean, I haven't met anybody in this space, admittedly, but I always love when someone can come in and take an industry that's stale, if you will, that's just been there and nobody's really innovating in it, and do something really cool like this. So where did the idea even come from?
Yeah, so I actually have a disability myself. It's called retinitis pigmentosa, and I've lost my peripheral on one side and my night vision. So I don't go out anymore. That's the sad part. I can't go out without being a danger to myself. So I'll walk into walls, trip everywhere. I'll shoulder check people. I've done a lot of embarrassing things. And it started with a retinal detachment where I almost lost my vision. And through those visits, I met a lot of seniors, and I didn't know I was going to get into this business back then, but I've always been an entrepreneur. I did real estate, did stocks, and always wanted to have a product of my own, right? That's meaningful, that can change, make others' lives better. And it just happens I landed on something like this, right? I always wanted to do like a hearing kind of product, but this actually helps people who are blind and deaf, right? So that's why it hits two markets that's untapped and underserved. And we're working with a lot of senior homes to get grants to come in. And the grants are going to help low income people actually have something to use because they can't afford hearing aids, right? So at least they have something to use, and it actually will improve their hearing. So it's supposed to, increase participation, increase morale. It's supposed to make people feel included, not excluded, not isolated. So yeah, this is going to be great.
Yeah, I love that. I am curious though, how does it help with people who are vision impaired in any way?
Yeah, so people that have severe or complete sight loss. So I'm actually working with a bunch of volunteers, and because when your sight is diminished, you need your hearing, the next sense, to be heightened, right? Now you can use it to navigate. You can actually hear the background sounds, which my first product has. So someone that has hearing loss would kind of like drive them crazy for the background sounds, because you kind of want to focus on the sounds in front of you, right?
Yeah.
So because you can hear everything around you, it's catered to more the blind people, because they want to hear the footsteps. They want to hear the doors closing from a distance. Now it's a safety measurement, right? So now you can get a feel of the surroundings around you even more than usual. So that's why.
Yeah, that's fascinating. All right, let's talk about the business side of things, because this is really interesting. So you create a product for yourself, but then also you're doing market research, because you said you're meeting a lot of people who are hearing impaired to some degree, and you create a product that sort of serves both niches from a different angle. What does it look like from there? Like, how do you tell people about this? Are you marketing it? How are you coming across these grants? I want to know all of the sort of behind the scenes business things to help you get this company off the ground and actually get traction behind it.
Oh, for sure. So my family owns factories in Asia. So my idea, they couldn't, for the longevity of it, they didn't think they could handle such a big project. So they sourced me out to other sources, right? So together we were able to, the manufacturers patented it. I branded it all across North America and China. And we got tons of samples coming in, just, testing people, which one's the best. And from there, because one of my best friends she's an executive director to a senior home. So she heard the idea, I pitched it to her, and she's like, when this comes out, you can test the seniors here and start off from here. And then from there, they have, I think, 5 or 6 locations. And then it just branched off to other cities and then from there, I had a little resume. So I was able to make phone calls to all the other senior brands, and then I ended up working with all the senior brands. And then it got the attention of some of this innovation directors in some senior homes that were really interested in this, that they thought this could be even bigger. And they put me in dementia care clinics to see how the dementia patients would work behind this, right? Because they don't like to wear hearing aids. They don't like to have anything in their ears. So because it's outside the ears, we actually found out they are actually much more able to use this without feeling anxiety or stuff like that, right? So and then we work with autistic people. So it's like I just made phone calls. I just kind of knocked on all the doors, and some people turned me down, some didn't. And until now, I finally opened many doors. Dragon's Den next year to Legacy Makers. It's supposed to be this summer, and that's going to be on streaming on all the major platforms. Magazine features, podcasts, didn't probably about a dozen. I got another couple dozen coming up. Just people are very interested about this. And that combined with all the marketing, my social media guys I had to hire, it just made the exposure so much better, because everyone can relate to it. Everyone has a grandpa, uncle, or mom or dad, someone that has hearing loss, and 20% of the world has some sort of hearing loss. So imagine the capabilities, how big this can get, right? And how many people are just fed up with wearing hearing aids because it's uncomfortable, it's small, you can lose it. And so this is just something completely opposite, and it has all the positive feedback compared to hearing aids, right? So
that's amazing. So I'm curious, what are you doing now to prepare for Dragon's Den? You said next year. Just to be clear, Dragon's Den is Canada's version of Shark Tank, correct?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So you have all these people who said yes, who are trying your product. You're working with a lot of different use cases. Are you doing clinical trials? Are you preparing for white papers? Like what sort of preparation are you doing to really make a really good pitch at that point?
Yeah, so I already did a like an earlier it was like a visual audition, right? So
Mm,
that went really well. It's just they like the whole idea. They like um the grand market for this. They like the social impact version of this. They just wanted my financials to go up. So from now till March of next year, I have the time to build up my financials, and timing is impeccable right now because my new products come out in a couple months. That is the bread and butter of all this, because when they see a product that even uh, seniors say it's better than hearing aids and it costs only a fraction, it's gonna hit every market out there in the world. And I've done podcasting in Australia, Germany, and India, and they're all excited about this. So it's just a matter of showing them the financials and pitching them exactly what I've been pitching to everybody on every single show about, especially that I have a disability and I can relate to other people. That's very strong. That's a very strong impact, because whenever I do events, people take it very seriously. I'm not just some sales guy that they're like, okay, this guy's one of us. He actually cares about us. And I
mhm.
spent time and time, like my sleeping pattern is crazy. Ever since I started doing this, I sleep 3-4 hours a day. My mind is constantly like working. I have ADHD, so it's like when I'm focused, I'm laser focused. So, and I have goals that are just, and I want to put a Walmart, Best Buy, Targets in the world where anyone just pluck it off the shelf and use it, right? And the affordability is important, because people ask me, they're like, oh, why don't you make it medical? Because they can, write it off or through insurance, but it's so affordable that if I were to make it medical, I have to put it through all these tests and everything, and that costs money. So now my product's not gonna be 200-300, be $1,000 or $2,000. That's how it ends up going high in price, right? So I like to keep this product $200-300. That's why I keep it more. It's a more recreational product, right? But it has that medical benefits to it, which people respect. And I work with even audiologists. I work with people in the medical senior industry. No one has an issue that's not a medical product. So they just like the fact that there's this new option that people can pick, that they don't have to pick hearing aids. So I think people respect that. And I think the Dragons would actually find this to be, it's going to be groundbreaking. It's going to be very transcending for the hearing industry, that no one's ever heard of this, and that it's actually making this big of an impact to seniors, children, like war veterans, and just yeah, I think it's going to hit the market pretty big later. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's huge to not be medical too. I mean, there's so much red tape in anything, and whenever you put medical on it, you have to, like you said, you have to do studies and you have to navigate all the different regulations in every single country that you're into. So it's that's how you keep the price down, which is super compelling. You're competing with the $8,000 hearing aids. If you start to make a little too much noise, this is how people get killed, Michael. Like you,
Yeah.
we got to be careful. We
I
can't
know.
totally piss those people off.
I know, right? Yeah, yeah, it's gonna cause a war, right? So
Yeah.
whenever I do events with them, they keep me away from the hearing aid companies. There's about 10 of them, and I'm the only one. So they're staring me down, give me the stink eye, and they'll come over. They're wondering why there's so many people walking around, right? And they'll come over and try to like break holes in my, they're like, "What is this? Does it even work?" It's like, "Of course it works." It's like really, they just, for me, it's like there's enough for everybody, and especially you want to hear what the consumers want, right? If
Mhm.
they want something else, then the hearing aids companies could have created something else all these years, right? But they stuck with the same exact technology that people are just not happy about. And there are folks that just can't wear hearing aids, right? They can't have anything in their ears. They get infections, they get rashes, and dementia patients just can't have it in there. So, that's why this is a great product, is it's open ear. There's nothing in your ear. So that's what I love about it, right?
Yeah, I love what you said there, right? Like they had the opportunity to do something about it and they chose not to, which is basically the mark of every stale industry. Is the customers were probably giving you feedback, or you had the opportunity to at least innovate and try something, and you just didn't. And that's why Michael came along and he did innovate. Um, Now, kind of looking at the other side of that, you mentioned you don't own the patents. I'm thinking ahead to the Dragon's Den opportunity. How do you navigate that? Because there is security and protection that comes with a patent. Is that one of the things you're worried about them asking? And how do you sort of navigate that answer?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I looked into that one, and so the fact that I branded it or rebranded it, I just have to tell them right off the bat, which I did, right? So if you lie to them, you don't tell them, that's when they get upset. But you tell them straight off the bat, this is patented by someone else. I rebranded it because there's so many products out there. You can have any product you want. Doesn't mean you're going to go anywhere with it unless you put the time, energy, work into it and have people buy into it. So I put this. My product now has an identity. It has life to it, right? So as long as they see the whole that you're passionate about it, there's a market for it, and that you're honest about it, they don't mind it's branded or rebranded, because they know there's tons of stuff out there. People revamp, repatent anything, and it either goes somewhere or it doesn't, right? So I'm very good at speaking to people, and I'm good at not giving up, and I just keep going and going, and people can see the passion and dedication in me, right? So
yeah, no, that's amazing. I love this. I'm excited to follow your journey. And you said, what was that, March of next year you should be on the show?
Yeah, I wanted to do I wanted to do next year, but I was told maybe they weren't going to renew, so I kind of tried this year, and they told me they've been renewed, so they're like, okay, maybe you should come back next year, but you have to redo the whole application. But we know who you are now, so you just have to put your financials in. So they're like, build your financials. And the fact that I have pre-orders, I'm going to be going back to all the senior homes I previously went to. So I have sign-up forms. I'm going to get them to, so I'm filling out the sign-up form, fill it up, and then go test them, and then have them pre-order as well, and just try to, make that big financial jump, right? Because I want that exposure on national television, right? Whether I get the grant or not, I have investors anyway. So yeah,
that's huge. Yeah, super cool. I'm excited to follow your journey, and we'll see how you do. I wish you the best of luck. Where can the listeners go and learn more about you, your product, and also stay in the loop about everything you're doing?
Yeah, for sure. It's our website is www.theinnerflow.com. Right there, THEINERFLO.com. So without the W. Some people put the W in, so no W. The cool way of saying flow. And our Instagram, business Instagram, is @theflowgroup, and you can follow up with all our technology announcements, partnerships, testimonies, new content, new launch, everything on there. So blogs, yeah.
I love it. Yeah, Michael's cooler than you. He doesn't need all the letters to spell his words. So go check out theinnerflow.com without the W. It's on the screen. It's in the show notes down below. Michael, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
For those of you watching, listening, I hope you love this episode. Love hearing what other people are doing, what entrepreneurs are doing to make a difference, grow their business, and get out there in the marketplace. I encourage you to do the same. Go get after it, grow your business, and keep on listening to Harmonious at Lunch. We'll help you build a more harmonious business and life. And with that, we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for being here.
Another episode of Harmonious at Lunch in the books. I hope this episode made you think and you grabbed some actionable ideas to propel your business. Don't forget to like, comment your takeaways, and subscribe wherever you're listening so we can help more entrepreneurs just like you achieve harmony in life and business. For cutting-edge tools that bring clarity to your people and processes, check out humanoff.com to download our app today. See you next time.